All right, in this video, we're going to show you what a sample warm-up would look like. This is something that we commonly use at the gym. We want to keep this super simple, and this just consists of 6 basic exercises. So we've got Sarah here to demonstrate. The first exercise we're going to do is an arm circle. So she's going to make a fist and just making small circles going forward. It's nice and controlled. It's not something where you're flailing your arms all over, like I'm sure you've probably seen people do before. She's gonna do about 10 circles forward, 10 circles back. So we're starting our warm-up with really focus on working the shoulders. Reason being, the shoulders and hips are the 2 areas in particular where most movement tends to start from. And so those are the 2 areas that we're gonna focus our warm-up on. Next one we're gonna move to is what's called a wall slide. This is a great exercise. This is something great to incorporate into your daily routine, especially if you're working behind a computer. So all Sarah's doing, she's got her butt and shoulder blades up against the wall. She's bringing her hands down. She's extending all the way up, but then bringing her hands down about even with her ears, and really focused on pushing her forearms or sliding her forearms up and down along the wall. So something like this we would do about 20 times, just nice and controlled. So next exercise we're gonna do is what's called a half kneeling hip flexor stretch. So she's got one knee down, and then she's gonna push her hips forward. When she pushes her hips forward, we're looking for about a 90-degree bend here. One of the common mistakes we see is when people push their hip forward, their knees coming out way past their toe. If you find that that's what you're doing, what's gonna happen is you're more than likely not gonna be feeling a great stretch on this hip. If that was the case, we would say just scoot your foot out just a little bit further and then push your hips forward. Again, with your hips pushed forward, we want about a 90-degree bend right here on this front knee. So we hold this for about 30 to 45 seconds and then switch sides and repeat. After that, we're gonna do a side lunge. So we're gonna have our feet just really wide. We want our feet wider and shoulder apart. Sarah's gonna keep her right leg straight. She's gonna bend towards me. When she's doing this, she's feeling it on the inside of her thigh on her right leg. She's gonna hold that for about 2 to 3 seconds and then go to the other side. So now we started with the upper body. Go ahead and do one more of those. So we started with the upper body, warming up more through the shoulders. Now that we're moving on to the hips, we started with that hip flexor stretch, working on the front of the hips. Now we're working on the inside of the thighs. So we started out on the front, now we're moving to the inside. And then after this, we're gonna go to a high kick, which is now stretching out the back of her legs. So we're gonna start with a high kick right here. On this common question, do I need to kick back behind me? No, you don't necessarily have to kick like super far back behind you. If your leg swings behind you a little bit, that's okay. But again, you don't have to try to go back as far as you can. She's kicking up as far as she can comfortably. On this, it's a good idea to hang on to a wall or something like this. We would generally do about 10 on each side here. And then last but not least, which is now kind of working to open up the hips, we're gonna do what's called a lateral leg swing. She's kicking across the body and then out to the side. Again, this last one here is to open up the hips. We do about 10 on one side, 10 on the other.